What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 and another Hero Spotlight. Many people have been asking about the Dryad, and I've been kind of putting it off as I just haven't been playing the Dryad a ton lately. However, oh my gosh, is the Dryad a mean girl. It no longer takes dropping stars behind any mob, whether it be a siege roller or an ogre, to kill it. It's more about dropping a star. Just one will do the trick. It just doesn't take much, and the Dryad is an absolute machine right now. The stars are so strong in corrupt form that without a doubt, you might as well play around with the mods and play around with the shrooms. And the mushrooms are really good, an absolutely incredible form of CC, and just allows for a really fun playstyle. And the shrooms don't cost much to drop, so you don't burn through your juice all that quickly with dropping shrooms. Now, taking a look at how I'm playing my Dryad and the mods, the stats, and everything else. Now, first things first, you want to go all ability power, so on every piece of gear, make sure you have ability power. Now, I do have hero health on the sword, and really, my goal was to get to 300,000 with hero health on the sword and a little Ascension. I was able to get there without a problem. However, you pick the health pool number that you're comfortable with and go from there. And I tried to put ability power on absolutely everything. Now, if I had my choice and my Ascension caps were a little higher, or if I had more Ascension, I would have ability power on this sword as well and just use hero health from the Ascension. However, every single piece of gear you are going to want ability power as your substat on it. Now, taking a look at the mods, same thing as the Gun Witch. Every single mod, you want healthy AP, ability chip, and mana burn AP. So it's all about the ability power, and it's all about dropping shrooms and dropping stars. The amount of damage that the Dryad can put out is absolutely absurd, and she has always, or for a really long time, been the king, or queen I should say, of burst damage. She is still on top of the food chain, there is no doubt about it. You can get bigger numbers with like a boost monk or say a barbarian as far as one-shot kills, but good lord, the Dryad is absolutely crazy and can just drop down some major DPS. Hitting 100 million damage is not absurd. It's only going to last for a second or two, but I mean, how many seconds at 100 million a pop do you really need? Let's take a look at some of the Dryad's absolute beast mode right here. And as you see, oh my goodness, I hit 120 million DPS right there. Now, like I said, it only lasts for a second and drops off. But if you look just in that short period of, it was about 6 seconds before I stopped doing damage, and we've done 470 million damage over the course of that 6 seconds. Absolutely insane. Now, in addition to that, with mods, with the weapon mods, you've got some options. Now, Focused AP chip, although the Dryad does not have any cooldowns, remember the focused chips work with your pet as well. Now, since you're going to be using Dragolich, that is a cooldown, and it's instantly 37% more damage. So although that particular mod is not one that you would normally think would be best in slot, it's really almost perfect for absolutely any hero at all, as the pet cooldown does count towards Focus AP. Now, if there was a way to get 2 or 3 other items on cooldown, that would be just incredible. However, just the pet alone, in my opinion, is well worth doing it. Now, in addition to that, this Shroomite chip. The Shroomite chip is absurdly fun. Now, you get that massive crowd control from dropping corrupt shrooms, as at the end of the shroom, it does stun everything in the area. Now, with the Shroomite chip, you end up just slinging mushrooms everywhere. Just dropping 2 mushrooms down on 2 separate lanes that are close to each other can turn into just one massive, ridiculous patch of mushrooms really quick as the enemies die. Now, as a third mod on the weapon, I did choose Last Stand, and here's why I did it. When you play the Dryad, there's a good chance you're building on the Dryad, and there's a good chance you're using bees. If you are, how many times have you lost a map due to accidentally screwing up and dying? and then not being in corrupt form and your bees get overrun while you're respawning. This takes that away, as the Last Stand chip will give you 1 free life per wave. So if you do screw up and you get too close and you get smashed up and you die, it's not going to be game over for you, as the Last Stand chip will help you out quite a ways. Now, looking through all the gear at the Shards are actually the exact same as I have always run in the Dryad, and that is Mana Capacitor, Celestial Attunement, and Corruption's Embrace in the head. Those are from Chaos 7, Chaos 4, and Chaos 5. Moving over to the gloves, I'm going Shroom Doom from Chaos 1, Crit Strike from Chaos 1, and Shroom Bloom from Chaos 4. In the chest, we've got Bulwark from Chaos 1, Corruption's Harmony from Chaos 2, and the third is really completely optional. I'm going with Retribution. Use what you want for that third shard slot. And then in the boots, as we all know, we've got a massive deficit of boot shards. Speed boost, Corruption's Blessing, throw whatever in the boots. Doesn't really matter. And then on the weapon, I'm going with Drenching Strikes, Thunderstruck, and Overwhelm. Now, I'm using these 100% for Onslaught. This provides a stun, 2 different forms of Drench, and another stun via an Electrocute combo between these shards. So I'm looking at really just helping myself out in Onslaught with these shards. In the weapon, you can really feel free to use absolutely anything. This is just really what my go-to has been. Now, taking a look at the Ascension, there's a little variation from what I would normally recommend as a standard hero Ascension. Of course, you want to start off in hero crit chance. You definitely want to get your first 20 points in there without a doubt. Since the Dryad is all about building with the Dryad and being in corrupt form, I'd almost suggest going to Celestial Power damage prior to going over to hero crit damage. So you could really go either or. If you're not having a problem staying in corrupt form, then you probably won't need the additional Celestial Power yet, and you don't have to put those points in right away. However, it is big quality of life having that additional pool of the juice to spam down your stars, to spam down your shrooms, and to stay in corrupt form. In the defense category, of course, do whatever you're building with. And then in the offense category, I went a little overboard on the stars. I went on and maxed out the Starfall damage, and I'm getting really just absurd Starfall numbers. One thing for certain in offense, if you are using the Dryad's tree and relying on it for a heal, put your first 20 points into that World Tree heal and stay alive, because once again, just like every other hero, a dead Dryad does no damage. So keep yourself healed up and get that World Tree healing increased. Now from there, I went to balance out my hero health. As you see, I put 100 points into hero health. Just come up with a comfortable number. You can see that. You can put it in 1 point at a time and see how it affects your hero health and get to a number that you're comfortable with. 300,000 was pretty much a sweet spot for me, so that's where I stayed. And then after I got Starfall damage maxed, I went to the Shrooms. Now, the next time there's a free Ascension reset, it's not anything urgent. I'm probably actually going to split between the stars and the Shrooms, as the stars are just hitting so hard. It just doesn't need that much. It's absolute overkill. It used to be, you could drop 1 star behind a siege roller and it would die over the course of time, or you could drop 2 or 3 stars behind a siege roller and kill it within a second or two. Right now, the Starfall damage is so ridiculous. Every single Chaos 7 boss, 1 star, 1 tick, and it is dead, period. The stars are just doing a ton, and that's without even using Dragolich. Now, of course, with Drago in the mix, 1 star, you see it's just ripping off 47 millions there for the first, it looked like the first 2 or 3 ticks. I mean, that is an enormous amount of damage just right out of the gates with the Starfall. So it's all about the stars for boss killing, and it's all about the Shrooms for lane control. The Shrooms are going to give you some nice AoE DPS and give you that stun at the end of it. And then remember, any mobs that die in those Shrooms are going to pop up those little Shroomites to give you a little additional damage on the lane. It's not huge amounts of damage, but it's fun, and it really does cover a lane really quickly with mushrooms. So hopefully this helps everyone understand how to build their Dryad. I got a lot of requests for this one, and by all means, Dryad it up, get those shrooms and stars dropping, and have you some fun on your salad girl. So thank you once again for watching. Click that like button and please subscribe to the channel. I will be back soon with more Dungeon Defenders 2. You can count on that. I'll see you next time.